Hello everybody, welcome to Lobricks. Today we're going to be taking a look at the CMF Series 5 minifigure collection. There's 16 in this set. We're just going to be doing a little bit of review, my thoughts, and honestly how good this set is overall, and if you want to pay the inflated prices that you'd need to pay to get this set today sealed on or used on eBay. So anyway, let's get started. Alright, the first minifigure in this set is the college graduate. And he was a pretty unique figure for the time. I didn't mention this in the intro, but the set came out quite a long time ago, almost 8 or so years ago. But anyway, he's a pretty interesting figure. He comes with the college graduate hat and the college graduate cape and whatnot. He also comes with pretty nice looking diploma, a certificate of achievement is what it says, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it says certificate of achievement, so he's an achiever. What a guy, he's an achiever. And then underneath this, you get a nice sweater design, and on the back you have no design. These figures may seem a little basic, but you gotta remember, they didn't cost $5 like the figures that you see today. They cost quite a significant margin lower than that. I believe these guys were $3. But anyway, he's a nice little figure. He's a graduate. I think he's a really solid figure for the time and a really solid figure to this day. Alright, the second figure up is the Gladiator, and he is probably one of the best figures in the set, and arguably one of the best figures in all of CMFs, at least in my opinion, and here's why. He, for the time, has got molding, or not molding, printing on the legs and on the side of the legs there, and also a very nice printing on the legs, might I add. Also, he's got belt printing, if you will, and a very nice torso piece. But really the crowning jewel, if you will, is the helmet, which is in this beautiful copper color that I've never seen before in Lego. And also, if you look at the face print underneath, it's pretty nice. I mean, it's just a basic angry guy face print, but when you put the helmet on, the eyes actually line up through the helmet, if you can look closely there. I do wish that they put a little bit of printing on the shield here, because I know in later series with these styles of shields they definitely put printing on it, like in the Aztec Warrior in Series 6. But anyway, there's the Gladiator. Very cool figure. Alright, the third figure is a Buckingham Palace guard, or a British guard. They don't just guard the Buckingham Palace, but it is a traditional British guard, and it's a very nice figure. This headpiece was a new mold printing for the time, but I think they did re-release it in a polybag figure, which was very similar to this one, just had some extra printing. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward figure, a very nice torso print, and a classic figure. And if you're building a Buckingham Palace out of Legos, you better stock up on these guys. But anyway, I really do like this figure. But let's move to the next one. Alright, next up is the Ice Fisherman, or the Eskimo. I really do like this figure. It's one of the figures that's got beautiful printing on the legs there and on the belt, and it does transition very well into the torso there, which I think is great, and this headpiece is just perfect and fits well with the outfit. The face printing, I mean, isn't the best, but it is custom for this figure. So that's nice to have, and it just comes with a fishing pole with a slightly colored fish differently. So maybe it's an ice fish or a bass or something. I don't know. I'm not a big fisher guy, but yeah, he's a really nice figure, and really tops off this set. I think it's definitely one of the better figures in the set, in my opinion. But anyway, we'll move into the next figure. Alright, the next figure is the Cave Girl, and this is actually not liked by the community, but I really like her. It's not liked because it's a gender swap, and that's kind of a weird subject. I always thought gender swaps were fine. I don't really care. I thought they were kind of cool, but overall it's a nice figure. I mean, printing on the front and back, nice torso print, a beautiful hairpiece, and an overall good face print, and it fits well, and I think this is a better figure. And I know this is probably going to be a very unpopular thing. I think this is a better figure than the Series 1 Caveman. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. But yeah, it's a good figure. It's got good printing, and Very nice transition between the legs and the torso there, and some good prints all around. I really like the print quality on these figures. It's really nice. And yeah, the hairpiece is pretty cool, and it comes with the classic caveman mallet, so she can go out hunting and whacking her food for the night. But anyway, that is the Cave Girl. All right, here it is. Here's the figure that started all of the costume figures, and he's actually pretty expensive. I think it's like 20 bucks. It's the Dragon Suit Guy, and he was really cool back in the day, because I remember that tail piece right there, where it was a neck attachment. Sorry about that. It was a neck attachment that had those spikes on it, and it just blended so well with that helmet. It was really good. Nowadays, you'd say, oh, why doesn't it come with accessory? But it was just a really cool figure to have, even though the printing is kind of lacking, and the face print on here, I apologize, isn't the greatest. Let's be honest, none of them are, but it was just an all-around really cool figure. Because, I mean, just look at it. To this day, it's a cool figure, but this is what started all the costume ones. So if you don't like those, this is where it originated from. From series 1 through 4, there was no costumes at all. This is the first one, but I think it was a really good first, a really sick figure. I mean, just look at those eyes. All around, great figure. I love it. In my opinion, it's the best in the set, and probably one of my favorites of all time in the whole CMF series. But anyway, let's move into the next figure. All right, next up is kind of a bland figure, kind of a filler figure in my opinion, but still got some pretty good prints. An overused torso in my opinion, the Zookeeper thing, but anyway, it's the Zookeeper. She came with a monkey, which was actually, I think that was a new mold for this set, and a banana. Nothing crazy, but still a cool figure. Let's move into the next one. All right, another kind of bland figure, but I actually really liked this figure when I was a kid, and for one reason, his shirt. It's got arm printing, and it is a very nice shirt, and I remember at the time, I was looking at this like, wow, look at that plaid shirt. It's got arm printing, back printing all around. It's a cool torso print. So anyway, for your city sets, you can use that, and also a really nice hat and a face print. So it's just a good Lumberjack. It's another good figure for this set. And yeah, that's the Lumberjack. We'll move into the next figure. All right, here we have the clown, and I thought this was kind of an odder figure. I don't know if that's a word, but oh well. It comes with a pie and a nice torso print there with the white face. Kind of a neat face printing on there. And a hat with a flower. So yeah, just a nice clown figure with short legs. It's a good figure. I like him. He's not one of the best in the sets, but he's also not one of the worsts. But there he is. Take a look. Here's the next figure. It is 1970s cardio girl mom thing. And I thought this was a really cool figure. I mean, if you just look at the printing there, it's just one of those classic 1970s exercise suits. I think they kind of missed out with not giving it printing on the back, although that could get pretty PG-13 pretty quick, if you know what I'm saying. But anyway, it's a nice figure. I really like it. A great addition to this set. Comes with one of those classic Lego radios, which you used to get back in that kind of early 2000s era, and I think it's pretty neat. But yeah, there's the Disco Lady. So anyway, let's move into the next figure. All right, we have a traditional detective here. I don't know if it's supposed to be Sherlock Holmes, but it's that type of era. Anyway, I really do like his torso print and his face printing here, but it's just another one of these kind of bland figures. I mean, it's got cool mold for the hat, and it's a nice figure to have, but it's one of those bland figures. But you know, he's here to crack the case of the missing chimney sweep. So he's on it. Anyway, let's move into the next figure here. Okay, here we got the Viking, another really cool one in my opinion. I mean, this helmet really stands out to you in person. It's got a lot of shine on it. You probably can see our lights in the reflection of his helmet. But yeah, he's a cool figure, and I also think his beard piece was also very interesting. If you can see it there, it's kind of like a vest he wears over himself. He's a pretty hairy guy, And also this face printing is just phenomenal. He's a cool figure. I really like him. I really like the shield they did up for him. An overall amazing figure. He adds a lot to this set. But yeah, there's the Viking. Very nice figure. Up next, we have another very nice classic figure. It's the Boxer. It's the first time they introduced these boxing gloves and also this boxing helmet here. Really nice figure. I really think it was a cool thing to have. As you can see, he's got those gold grills. You know, you don't want to mess with him. And he's pretty ripped too, but yeah, he's a pretty cool figure. A cool face print, like I said. He's got the grills on the front, and I apologize. And on the back, he ain't the belle of the ball no more. Someone put him on a shirt, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's the Boxer. He's a really cool figure. I really like him. But yeah, let's move into the next one. All right, here we have Cleopatra. What a figure. I really like the printing. It's very reflective and nice, and interesting hairpiece choice there. And I mean, she's kind of a bland figure, but at the same time, very nice. She's got a really nice molding there. Of course, that's before the skirt piece came out. This is 2012-ish. So yeah, I really do like the printing on the torso there. It's very, very well detailed, and the printing on the skirt piece there. The head piece is kind of weird, but what are you gonna do? A pretty cool figure overall. Anyway, let's get into the next one. All right, the next figure is the Gangster. He's got a really nice mold for that violin case there, and a classic Lego pistol. A very nice three-piece suit. And a Sopranos looking face there. He's up to no good, and the classic Gangster hat. And actually this figure caused some controversy because they say that violin case there is a body bag, but I beg to differ. If you have any spatial awareness at all, you'll realize that a Lego minifigure cannot fit in this body bag. I mean, just look at that. This is clearly the violin case in which he carries his Tommy gun around, which I know the Tommy gun probably wouldn't fit in there in the Lego form, but it's still better than a body bag. Honestly, anyone who thought it was a body bag needs to look themselves in the mirror and really question their ability to figure out spatial awareness. But anyway, that's the Gangster. And the last figure is another kind of disappointing one. It's a Snowboarder. Just bland. I mean, just some city torso, gray pants, and a cool, I mean, custom snowboard you get there with a goggled face and a beanie. Nothing special. He is what he is, but he is in the set. But anyway, that's the last figure there, and let's get into my thoughts on the whole set. So let's move to that. All right, so there you go. There's a look at all of the Series 5 minifigures. And my thoughts on this set is, I think it's a really cool set. I think there's definitely some duds in there, like Zookeeper and the Snowboarder and Sherlock Holmes and the Clown. I mean, they're not great. They're not great figures, but there's also some great figures in here. The Graduate, the Gladiator, the British Guard there, the Dinosaur, the Lumberjack, the Viking, the Gangster, the Boxer. I think this is a really good series, and definitely for, I'm going to say the first era, which is pretty much Series 1 through 9. This is probably the best set out of all of them, in my opinion. I think Series 4 and Series 2 are kind of disappointing. Series 3 and 1 are okay, and Series 6 and 7 I mean, Series 6 is kind of, but Series 7 is okay. I think there's some cool figures in there, but in Series 7 they leaned a little more city. But anyway, I really like this figure set. This is the classic CMF look here. But yeah, that's Series 5. I hope you guys like the video. We actually have videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Today's Friday, so you know that. And we also have live streams Sunday. We'll have one this Sunday, so you should check that out. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.